Daf Tzadik Daled. Two emails from two Bernards. The first one's from Rabbi Bernard David, from the original Manchester Chabur that joined us over 2.5 years ago. Baruch Hashem recruited a new member, Rabbi Eliezer Wolfson, to our Daf family Shir Chabura. Should be matzliach mizoicha, to be as stimulated and inspired as all the chevra of our worldwide Daf family are. Bebrikas called to Bernard David. Shkoyach. Second one is from Bernard Liebtag, Bernie Liebtag. He says, I started learning Rabbi Yoel when the cycle began. On Yudches Tams, I do a parak a day. Today's parak, and the email is titled My Torah Worlds Collide. Today's parak is Hilchas Shabbos, Mokem Amukav Mechitzas. Some of the halachas in this parak are in today's daf. Eruvin Daf Tzadik Gimel. He says, amazing, Bernie Liebtag. Yeshar Kayach. So today's Gemara discusses, what if you have two chatzeros right next to each other, separated by a wall? Each chatzer made their own eruv, and on Shabbos the wall falls down. According to Rav, we don't say since it was allowed to carry when Shabbos came in, you could continue carrying. You don't say kivin shudra. And not only that, even the kalim that were in the chatzer when Shabbos began, you cannot move them more than 4 amas. Like Reb Shimon, who says that if there's an eruv, we have a problem carrying kalim. Now, according to Shmuel, since it was permitted to carry there when Shabbos came in, we continue that heter even though right now the wall fell down and it's parutz tamakim that it's also. It's not. It's okay. You can still carry. Not only that, you can bring kalim out of your house and carry them into the chutzner up until the wall. The Gemara tells us there was actually a story between Rav and Shmuel. They were sitting in a chutzner on Shabbos. The wall fell down. Shmuel told his talmidim, go grab linen and put up a wall. He wanted, it says the Gemara, for privacy. Rav didn't like that because Rav holds you can't carry in that chutzner on Shabbos. So he turned his head away. He didn't want to see that. To make a mecha, Shmuel saw that. And Shmuel said an amazing thing. He said, why don't you grab Rav's belt to tie up this mechitza? In other words, Shmuel says, I hold it's 100% okay. Now, why didn't Rav say something to Shmuel? Because it was Shmuel's city. It's not proper to say that to Shmuel. But on the other hand, he didn't want people to think that he agrees to Shmuel, so he turned his head away. Says the Mishnah, what if you have a chutzner that the wall facing Rosh Hashanah falls down? According to Rabbi Eliezer, it's considered a Rosh Hashanah. Amazing, the Gemara explains. In other words, if you were to carry from another Rosh Hashanah into that chutzner, you're over Isser D'Oraisa, says Rabbi Eliezer. And Rabbanan said, no, it's a Carmelis, you're only over, you're potter, but you're over Midrabbanan. So the Gemara explains in 2 ways. Either there's an argument between the people in Rosh Hashanah, the owner of the chutzner, where exactly the wall fell down, where it existed, where they're allowed to walk, and since they walk there, it becomes a Rosh Hashanah according to Rabbi Eliezer, according to Chachamim, not. Or the Machlekes is a concept called Tzidei Rosh Hashanah, the side of Rosh Hashanah. Typically, people walk straight, but if there's a lot of traffic, they go to the side. Now, over here, even though we know that the owner of the chutzner owned that property, but since people walk there, they grabbed it by walking there, and it becomes Rosh Hashanah. Typically, in Rosh Hashanah, you would have blocks, or you would have poles that don't allow people to get that close to the walls. And over here, you don't have that, so you would think that Chachamim would agree to Rabbi Eliezer and say that it is considered Rosh Hashanah. Chamash Malan, that they agreed that even in this case, they argue and they say it's not considered Rosh Hashanah. Tzidei Rosh Hashanah is not Rosh Hashanah. Says the Mishnah, what if you have a house or a chutzner that are breached? 2 walls are breached. According to the Tanakama, since when Shabbos came in, you were allowed to carry in that house, you're allowed to carry in that chutzner. Another case would be, let's say you have a mavoy that the lechi or the kaira fall off on Shabbos. Same thing, you could carry there that Shabbos, and the following Shabbos, you fix it. According to Rabbi Yossi, as the Gemara explains, it's usher right now as the breach occurs. So this machlokes is how big are these breaches and where are they? Rav says these breaches are up to 10 amas wide, and they happen in the corner. In other words, there's 2 breaches, 2 walls fell down. They're both connected, those walls. And since it's not a usual thing to make a doorway, an opening to a chutzner, to a house on a corner, therefore we don't consider it a petach. And when it comes to a house, Rav explains that the house was breached on the corner and the roof is slanted. And therefore, we don't say Pi Tikra Yorev V'Soisim, we don't say Halacha Mishum Sinai, that we have an invisible wall that comes down, because the wall will continue in the direction of the roof on an angle, and we don't say that. Shmuel doesn't like that pshat because the Mishnah doesn't make any mention of a slanted roof. So Shmuel learns that we're talking about a breach that's more than 10 amas, and it's on the corner. But he says that the rooftop, the jagged edge, has 4 edges, 4 surfaces, and therefore you would have to say Pi Tikra Yorev V'Soisim 4 times. Shmuel holds you don't say Pi Tikra Yorev V'Soisim 4 times. You'll say it 3 times if there's an existing wall, but you don't say it 4 times. Why didn't Rav say Shmuel's pshat? Because Rav holds you could say Pitikr Yorev Saisim 4 times, like we see in the case of an Aksadra. You have a pergola middle of nowhere. According to Rav, you could carry underneath the pergola. You say Pitikr Yorev Saisim. There's a machlekes in Gemara, two lashonos. The first lashon says that when it comes to a pergola and it's less than 10 amas wide on each side, there's no machlekes. Even Shmuel agrees that you can say Pitikr in this case because they're like openings, psachim. The whole machlekes in Rav and Shmuel is when it's more than 10 amas. The second lashon says no. More than 10 amas, everybody agrees that you can't carry underneath the saksadra. The machlekes says in less than 10 amas. There's a brayza that says that if you have a kaira, you have a beam that's 4 tvachim wide, and it's exposed on all 4 sides, like on holding up by nails, and it's in a churva, you can carry below the kaira. The same thing would be if this kaira is above water, you can draw water from below it. Says the Gemara, if it's less than 10 amas, according to the first lashon, and that goes even according to Shmuel, you can carry below. And according to the second lashon, that it would only go according to Rav. Have a wonderful day.